1 minute? Well,
Yep.
Matt, look, to everybody here, I really think you guys are the future of the state of Connecticut. And I know as a business person, we don't create the jobs up here. You're going to be out there creating those jobs. Our thing is to do everything we can to make sure that Connecticut is a place that you want to do business. And that's what I mean when I say it's time for Connecticut to get back on offense. I love the question about seed financing. I think that's a place where Connecticut can have a real competitive advantage. Working where we have the wind to our back, in terms of life sciences and biotech and precision, there Connecticut can compete with anybody. And we're losing jobs. We lose to Silicon Valley and Research Triangle and Route 128, not just because they're cheaper, because they're out hustling us. I guarantee you, as an entrepreneur, somebody who created a business, knows small business, knows what an entrepreneur goes through, I'll make sure that you have a partner in the state of Connecticut. Make sure this is where you want to grow and this is where you want to create.
The fundamental problem in Connecticut is the folks who serve us in Hartford think they're the game. And they don't understand that the game's in this room. What we need is a governor who has an experience level that tells he or she that they've got to be a junior partner in job creation. They've got to create an environment through government action that allows corporations and startup businesses like yourselves to succeed in this state. For 14 years, I led a city that actually grew 5,000 jobs in a state that lost jobs. Created housing so that we could make sure we could retain young people. Worked to bring a university, this university, into downtown Stamford and create this lab. Actually created small pools of money to loan to start up and new businesses in the city of Stamford. One of the reasons that we've had more success than the state on average in the startup and retention of small businesses. For 14 years, I led a diverse city successfully. Leading that city is a lot like leading a small, diverse state in New England. I'm ready for this challenge. And more importantly, I'm ready to work with everyone in this room.
Thank you. You know, it's great to talk about the future. We need to begin planning for that now, no doubt about it. There have been great ideas brought to you this morning. And I agree with a lot of them. But unless we begin to deal with that $4 billion gorilla in the room, the future of Connecticut is dismal, at best. We need to begin looking at the current status of our state. We need to come up with a plan of how we're going to balance this budget. Yes, we need to create partnerships with private industry. Yes, we need a more aggressive governor in terms of recruiting other companies to the state of Connecticut. But we need to deal with the current situation, that $4 billion gorilla. Ladies and gentlemen, it is huge. It is looming over this state. We need a plan. My plan is to not only create efficiencies by reducing some of the costs, but we also need to create revenues. We need a balanced approach to attack this problem. Revenues from things like tolls. But until we have a governor that's willing to sit down with the legislature and work this out, the future of Connecticut is not good. Thank you.
Juan, take a row.
Before the forum started this morning, I was speaking to Elaine Pullen, one of your own, one person who's been in the trenches with you in the innovation of technology. And one of the things that Elaine told me was, listen, we have all the elements here. We have all the elements here. I do believe we have all the elements here. We just have to be a lot smarter about how we do the fundamentals correctly. Our planning, our coordination, and the leveraging of our assets in a much more strategic manner. We have the elements. We just have not been able to put that together. And as governor, one of the first things that I would do is precisely to bring in people like Elaine, people like the Technology Council, and people who have been in the trenches to figure out a much more enlightened, visionary, and practical way in which we go about the business of doing economic development in the state. We have the talent, the diversity of talent and richness of the state, something that I feel very proud of. We will do it.
Very close.
Yeah. Thanks for providing this forum. I think we need a governor, the next governor, who can provide the determination and the discipline to move our state forward and provide the opportunities that we used to provide for young people to stay in our state. I'm very fortunate to be able to have paid my way through UConn Law School, to have had a job and education, provide housing, and to provide a place for my family to grow. But as my daughter graduates from college, hopefully next month, we can see that our young people don't want to stay in our state. They don't see the future of growth and opportunity. So I entered this race because I've seen state policies that force cities and towns and businesses to make bad choices based on state policies. I've been in public service for 20 years. I've been a 6-term first selectman in my community, a leader in regionalism at the state capitol, an advocate for cities and towns. I've worked 8 years at the state capitol as a staff attorney in the House, staff attorney in the Senate, and also as chief of staff in the Lieutenant Governor's office. So I'm the only one up here who's seen how government works from every different perspective. And I can tell you we can do a better job. We can have state policies that address a fiscal discipline and invest in future growth. We can have a state that invests in policies that encourages workforce housing. And we can have a state where we have the discipline to invest in transportation that we identified 10 years ago and then just didn't have the discipline to take the gas tax money and invest in future growth and development. We are the wealthiest state in the country. We are the smartest state in the country. I'm excited to be a governor of a state that provides opportunities for all of us to live and grow and prosper.